Sorry, Pop, I can't play catch right now because you're not really here on account of the global quarantine. It's unfortunate. Hello, Isolation Nation. Welcome to the Social Distancing Social Club. I just heard terrible news. Apparently, there's a global lockdown. I had no idea. I've just been staying in and enjoying stuff. And I turn on the news. Apparently, there's a thing called a corona or something. I don't know. Point is, we're not supposed to go outside. Luckily, we have each other. And luckily, I have the love of my life, Steve Hofstetter. Welcome, Steve Hofstetter, everybody.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. Hope you enjoy my background. It is the Mets beating the Dodgers in the 2015 NLDS. It's so good to be here with my good friends. That's the earliest
you've broken up during the show. That's so weird. You're breaking
up. It's my picture's still clear. You still gotta see the picture. That was a good one.
Very weird.
Anyway, we're happy to have you, as always. If you want to support the show, you can Venmo, top right of the screen. You can PayPal, laughfromhome.com, or you can Super Chat right there on the YouTube. And please, with that, help me welcome Mr. Chris Bowers. Everybody, Chris Bowers.
Hey, how we doing? Are we excited? I'm fired up. It is, what is today? I don't even know. Wednesday? It's Wednesday. So is that hump day or something? I don't know. Yeah, it's 6 already. So let's do this. Let's have a great show, everybody. We're having a good time. I just did it accidentally. I didn't even know it was hump day, but then it worked out. So that's great.
Well, yeah, and by the way, same thing for me. Just seeing the Mets beat the Dodgers, same feeling. So
so you need to change your pants. Okay, it's better than when you change into that vest.
Pretty did.
All right, what enters the fourth member of our team? Queen Rachel is here. Queen Rachel, how you doing, Queen?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, it's
still
fake Milton.
Adoption. I still have Milton.
Fake Milton?
Fake Milton. JR.
Yeah. Is JR, you said JR's up for adoption?
I did. So we're just fostering him.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So if anybody wants fake Milton, if anybody wants to, I mean, that's a wonderful way to find a loving friend and troll me at the same time. So for anyone who wants
I've never
to
thought about getting a dog until
Ben.
right now. Yeah, Ben is like,
Dude.
I just thought he fell asleep. I'm thinking, I've never wanted a dog before, Steve. Maybe if I got your dog, then I could have it. We could have competing Instagram accounts and stuff. You know, like battling. I'll name him Milton too. Like, you know, and then we'll just have Milton offs. How about that?
Name him Miltoon, is it, or something? We got two Bens in the chat now, which is weird.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Ben.
Ben, did you take the? It's 2015. Don't take it too seriously, man. It was just a.
I mean, why you gotta make Mets jokes, man? I don't like when you hit on my dog like that.
All right, Taylor, can we bounce the second Ben from the chat? Not the one who's actually here. I'm not asking you to actually remove him. I'm saying let's bounce the account that's kind of hanging there for some reason. All right, and with that, we're happy to have everybody here.
Yep. We have
Go ahead.
Yes, we have an overnight game, right? So the overnight game last night, after Eddie If said some things, was the overnight game was where'd it go?
Wasn't it cheesy pickup lines?
Cheesy pickup lines. So I had 3 that I really liked. Ruvan Mindru said, "I put the STD in stud. All I need is you." I thought was funny.
Oh my God, that's the worst. By the way, I'm really surprised it wasn't like a pun game. Like it wasn't like everybody making like Limburger jokes or something.
Oh, there's some Limburger jokes for sure, and there's some punny ones. Jeremy Day, the Punisher, said, "Now that all public libraries closed, I'm going to check you out instead," which I thought was very funny. And but my favorite was Dunn Talk.
Pickup line. Said, "Oh, go ahead."
My favorite was Dunn Talk said, "Are you coronavirus because you're making this hard on everyone?" I thought
that was the same one I was gonna pick. That was my favorite one also.
That was a good
one. Pretty solid. I always liked the cheesy pickup line that a girl showed me one time when I was in elementary school. She put her hand on one knee and she goes, "This is Christmas," hand on the other knee, "This is Easter. Let's spend some time between the holidays."
You said, how old were you?
I was in elementary school. I went to a very sexually advanced school.
Apparently.
He just struck out 9 batters in 3 innings, so he was a sports god. So they were going to have sex with him.
Now he was 15, which was weird, but that was when he was there. So.
And I was in the corner crying because of the 8 runs I gave up in that same game, and the woman took pity on me.
You know who also gave up 8 runs in a game? Clayton Kershaw. Anyway, we're so.
Oh, that's too much.
Your idol.
Is that his number or the number of earned runs he's given up in the playoffs? Anyway, so I had 2 that I liked. One that I wrote, one that I did not. The one I wrote was, I think you grow a goatee, you cut your beard, or you grow a goatee, and you walk up to the table of women and you go, "Do you guys like goatees?" You know, one of them to be mean is going to go, "No." So you go in the bathroom, you shave off the bottom, you come back and go, "What about mustaches?"
Yeah, that is
it takes
a very
sad. Very sad.
Right, but the best one I've ever seen. I had a buddy.
By the way,
wait! Don't just
wait. You can't just leave that one. We have to make fun of it first.
Yes, I love how Bowers just also says as though it's a commonly understood fact. You go up to the 2 girls, and you know one of them's going to be mean.
You think these
No. You assume someone's going to be mean.
Fun. It's still fun. Also. I know, but Bowers.
At the end of the joke, it was a joke.
I'm saying,
I know it's a terrible pickup line. That's the whole point of the game.
No, I was complimenting it, and I was saying that would work really well in an elementary school because they haven't met guys who can grow facial hair yet. That was what I was gonna say. I wasn't.
Well, that's
making
not my
fun
target
of the
demo,
joke.
Steve. I'm not trying to hit on
tagging
elementary school kids. I'm not. Ben. What I'm saying is. So Ben, you can make fun of it too now. What is your problem with my stupid pickup line I wrote that doesn't work?
I have no problems. Any story that ends in you not getting laid makes me sad because I love you so much.
Here's a good version of that. You go, "Hey, do you like long hair?" And they go, "No." And you go, "What about short hair?" It's kind of a similar.
Yeah. I just think the commitment of growing the goatee. But my favorite thing I've ever seen, I had a buddy that did this a couple times. He would walk up to a girl, take her drink out of her hand, chug the whole thing, and hand it back to her and go, "Looks like somebody needs a drink."
That is, I love. It's great because if he gets rejected, he's still got a free drink. That's a way to get away with theft.
Every girl, no matter how mad they would all be pissed. It was terrible, right? But they'd be like, "Yes, you have to buy me a drink." And now he had however long it took him to get to the bar to get the drink to talk to her and to win her back over. It worked about half the time. It wasn't a great one, but I saw it work.
Interesting. Frank Sinatra supposedly struck out 9 of every 10 times. But he said if you try 10, you still get 1.
Chase Utley did that in the playoffs. But but Bowers, I also just love the idea that the goatee pickup line works once every month.
That's the commitment to it. A girl knows you just didn't do this willy-nilly to 100 women. You do this once, right? So once a month you get this shot. They respect it, is what I'm saying.
So what I want to know, Bowers, is when you were a single man, what was your pickup style? How did you actually do it?
Wait, before we get there, I'm not willing to move on yet. I also like the idea that you could be like, do you like beards? They go, no. You go, what about goatees? And if that doesn't work, you go to the next table and go, do you like goatees? No. What about mustaches? And if that doesn't work, you go, do you like mustaches? No. Be like, what about Hitler mustaches? You just leave the whole part. Each time it's a little bit more.
And if they say no to that, you say, do you like Jamie Kennedy's Go Gert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want me to change my background, Ben, and it is working. A joke brought to you by Jamie Kennedy's mayonnaise flavored Go-Gurt. When you need mayonnaise flavored Go-Gurt, please think of Jamie Kennedy's mayonnaise flavored Go-Gurt. Sorry, Bowers. What was your pickup style?
Mine was more like, do you want to I'll buy you a house? Would that be cool? I've been married twice, and I've been with Chrissy for 10 years. So 5 years, 10 years, 10 years are my last 3 relationships. 25 years since I was 21, so that's 46. So I literally been single for about 6 weeks in 25 years. So when the girl spends the night with me the first time, we would get married generally.
I'm quarantined by myself. I've been single for 6 weeks in the last 4 weeks. That is how it feels.
I am confused about 2 things. One, not confused. I find it interesting. I don't quite know why yet that Bowers does the number 3 like this. That's very interesting. I feel like most people go like that. You're going like this. It's very
really?
Strange.
You're doing that's the
making
okay.
a turkey.
Is that the
or white power?
Is that the white power thing?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't. Now you're making me question. I guess I do it this way. I don't know why I did it that way. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the camera thing.
Well,
Taylor
it's not
just
that
said
way. It's not the 3 this way. It's these 3. Anyway, the second
Taylor
question
just
I
said
have
it's
is,
sign
I
language
wonder.
for F, by the way.
Oh.
So maybe you're trying to get F.
Ooh.
I'm like,
Very interesting. I also wonder if when Jamie Kennedy's trying to get F, if he says to a girl, "Would you like to go, Gert, and make some bone broth together?"
Yes, that is exactly what he says. And by the way, that joke sponsored by Jamie Kennedy's Bone Broth, everybody. When you need bone broth, please think Jamie Kennedy's brand Bone Broth.
Yeah, you know what? We should probably do these jokes with Jamie
It's a
Kennedy
scream.
on Friday instead of on Wednesdays, but that's okay. How about we introduce
That's
our
right. It's
comics
Wednesdays,
right
so we have Leslie Jones Lysol Jones, everybody.
Thank you, Steve. I do want to introduce. We got 2 great comics. I want to introduce those guys right now. Oh, actually, Ben, do you want to do our today's game before we introduce our comics?
Absolutely. Today's game is brought to you by Refreshing Beachies. For 1 cent, you can get yourself your own Refreshing Beachies. 1 cent.
What would happen if the show actually does get sponsored? We would have to actually do, and everybody would think it was a joke. Like nobody would take it seriously. Yeah.
That is a problem. I can't deny it, but we're going to move on and assume we're not going to get sponsors because let's be honest, that's more likely.
That's a good point. By the way, this is the Dodgers losing the World Series. Sorry, go ahead. You wore the full outfit. I had to come prepared.
Okay, well, that's fine because look what I just had hand delivered to me is this incredible coffee with the way too hot of a mug.
It's in glass. It's glass. What do you expect? You just
Part
put
of the
coffee
glass
in a
of
glass.
2020. Well, that's okay. I feel like you guys are judging unnecessarily. I think we're going to be A-okay. You know what I mean?
Let's introduce the game.
The game for today, we're doing a very, I talked about I went to a sexually advanced elementary school. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that I was not part of it if it was true. I had a very slow development as a young man, even into being an older man. And so this story hits particularly home for me. Our game today is worst song to lose your virginity to. Interpret it as you like. Submit your answers in the comments. If you'd like to super chat for $5 or more, your answer counts towards our grand prize, and we will choose a winner. Our comedian will vote with us. And it could be great stuff like I touch myself, which would be
nice.
Weird. Or if you guys have suggestions of what it could be like, tell us.
Ben actually lost his virginity to Whatever You Like by T.I. That's only funny because it came out in 2008.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, see,
I get it.
Late. Yeah.
You were giving me a little extra credit there as far as how early I lost my virginity. It was about 2015. It was a wonderful summer of 2015.
I looked up 2008 songs to get that joke, and then I like the most popular ones are like I Kissed a Girl and Love in the Club and Womanizer. I'm like, those are all actually those work. So I had to pick one that didn't fit as much. Maybe To Take a Bow. That's a good one. Anyway, yeah. If you want to participate in the contest, I think what is the I Would Do Anything for Love. That's a good one.
But I won't do that. Yeah. Butt sex song. That's about butt sex, right? I mean, that's what I've always thought it was about.
Yeah, it's absolutely about butt sex.
I guess.
Yeah.
This probably would not be a good way to hit on Queen Rachel, I would imagine.
Are you eating me?
Oh,
he's eating a tortilla.
You didn't see what I have.
Oh, nice. I love
My
it.
mouth,
Great
girl.
backdrop.
I asked Chrissy what she thought the worst song to lose your virginity to is. She said Grandma got run over by a reindeer. So I don't know what that means, but it was. That would probably make you last longer because now you're thinking about your grandma, which would slow the whole process down. So I think that works.
No, I think that's probably the only way Grandma could come.
Yeah. She had to pay extra for the reindeer. Got run over by a reindeer at a sex club walking home from. Anyway, let's introduce some comics.
Let's introduce some comics. We got 2 great comics for you today. Coming right now, say hi, BT. BT is here. Hey, BT, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. We also have Carmen Lynch. Carmen Lynch, say hello.
Hi, so good to be here. I'm running away from the cure, from the virus.
From the cure.
From the cure.
To the virus.
Run away from the cure.
Oops, my joke didn't work.
Yeah.
It happens.
That's all right.
I mean, it worked just in a different way. It was still very, very funny.
Carmen, weirdly, there's an old man from the post office with his mask under his chin behind you.
Believe you. I've seen a lot out here. I'm not home, so I don't know this hood. But anyway.
Carmen, where are you right now?
I'm in Connecticut in the woods. I'm with my brother's family. There's 7 of us in a house, and I'm going crazy. This is the only place I could find that's quiet.
The amount of people, I don't understand. So many people are like, oh yeah, I went to my brother's house, or I went back home with my parents, or moved in with my friends, and yeah, we're going crazy, we're killing each other. I was like, I was living alone before, I'm still living alone, I'm okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. Alone is good.
Steve, you can't use Tinder, bro.
No, I know. I'm not saying I'm hanging out with people. I'm saying like I'm not going crazy in the space I'm in. I'm not, it's fine. Like, I don't understand.
You're a very well-adjusted person, Steve. You got to rub that in.
Well, no, Ben, he was having trouble till you sent him that blow-up doll. Now he's good. So Judy saved, I think, the day. He was getting a little stressed. I could see the stress every day when he got that delivery, that wig and the doll. I think that's
this game is in honor of Judy, who recently lost her virginity. So thank you.
Hey, Judy.
Oh, now I understand why I got that all caps text from Steve last night at 3 a.m. saying, "Please send repair patches."
Yeah, So why I Venmo'd you $20 and just wrote "thank you, happy face" on it. Same reason.
Which is similar to how Steve usually thanks me after he has sex with somebody, but usually there's no happy face. Usually it's an emoji and a winky face. I don't know what that means, you guys. I don't know why I said that.
You almost had me. You almost had me.
All right. Steve, let's introduce the audience, and then we'll get this show rolling.
Absolutely.
SDSC, the only show that gets rolling 18 minutes in.
Yeah. He is standing up for his stand-up that has not been announced yet, and we can only see his torso. All right, ladies and gentlemen, excited to introduce our audience. As always, we love our live video audience. You can join us in a live video audience at laughfromhome.com. And so we want to shout out to Jessica, to Brianna, to Tony, and to Dina. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Social Distancing Social Club.
Hello.
Having you here. And by the way, my mission now, because BT is like crouched down and still being framed, is to delay his introduction as much as possible. I think that could be a lot of fun. Ben, do you want to talk about, let's talk about 2015. I mean, it was a crazy series. That was the one that Chase Utley cleated Ruben Tejada. I'm just trying to delay BT.
I know you are. BT has the quad.
Well, it led to a rule change, didn't it?
It did lead to a rule change. Yeah, there's it's basically known as the Ruben Tejada rule, where you have to slide toward the base. But I can't keep this up. This is too mean. I can't do it.
It's not mean at all. I'm ready, bro. Look at me. I mean, I'm like an athlete. I'm ready to go in. I'm like, put me in.
Yeah, he's physically fit. Yeah, we got to delay him by way more. Rachel, do we have any super chats coming in?
We do. We've got so we have Savannah Martin Venmo'd $5 and said, "Just stop." You guys are going back and forth. We have Dave Adler, $5, and said, "What's up with this NC-17 warning when logging in? I think it might be because of all the dicks we saw yesterday. What do you think?"
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Eddie Ift got my YouTube canceled. So that happens. That's on him and his giant dicks that he was showing.
Steve just went from 150 million views on YouTube to just on his wall.
Yeah.
We have Becky Lynn tipped the show $50 and said, "As always, everyone, thank you for the show. And Ben, thank you for the show the other night from the drunken veterinarian that you startled on that show."
Nice. Oh, God damn it, Ben.
Pleasure.
Oh, no.
Mets and Dodgers are tied right now. Just a heads up, they're tied. They're both undefeated.
Fuck you,
By
Mets.
the way, my background is also the Mets official background. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I was a Bengals fan. We don't even have backgrounds. I know that's football, but still, I couldn't even find a picture of a Bengal on the fucking internet to put behind me. So
that's actually what's on the poster. That's what's on. That's one of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Actually, what's funny?
Guys,
is
I'm pretty convinced now. I'm just convinced that Bowers doesn't know how to use the internet because he can't find this now. Yesterday, he was surprised his comedy club was on Google.
Problem is, Bowers, this is on the internet, and so he was afraid of accidentally stumbling into this picture and seeing.
Yeah, accidentally see fruit. That would be bad. All right, are we ready for
BT, that was a great performance. If you want to tip BT for that great performance, you can tell on the upper right. Take it away, Bowers.
BT's about to do comedy like a shortstop. I like it. All right, come to the stage next. He's got a great podcast called Tales from a Gemini. You hear him on Sirius Satellite Radio. Very funny. BT, everybody, BT. Woo!
Woo! First of all, thank you. And Bowers, I don't know if he told you guys this. I thought it was tomorrow. So I was on my way to get my motorcycle, and he goes, "You ready for today?" I go, "What?" So so thanks for having me, you guys. And I appreciate that. And also, that's what's put me in a good mood. The fact that it's sunny here, and I got my motorcycle. I don't know if anybody out there listening rides motorcycles, but it's the greatest thing in the world, except people who don't ride and don't be that way because they always ruin your day by going, motorcycles, man, they're so dangerous. Say, yeah, I had a friend, hey, we don't want to hear that shit. We know it's dangerous. God forbid something happens to me. At least I'll die doing something I love. Hopefully at that last minute, I'll be like, hey, at least I had fun, you know? You're gonna die anyway. I want to be, somebody beat my funeral like, damn, something happened to BT. What happened? He was taking a shower and slipped on a loofah and busted his head open. Man, it's a good thing he wasn't riding that motorcycle, huh? So I'm happy to be here with that. And I tend to look at everything from a positive point of view. And honestly, this virus has kind of been like a blessing in disguise because this is the first time in my life as a Black man I've been able to walk in and out of a store with a mask on and nothing happens. I mean, nothing happens. I went to the grocery store the other day. I forgot my debit card. I was like, who cares? What are they going to do? How are they going to identify me? I mean, it was a predominantly urban grocery store. So if I come out, what are they going to say? Well, he had very kind eyes, and that's all I could say. So it's actually been a good time for me. It's actually been a good time. I've been enjoying it. And it's cool to see, honestly, I think, like, when it comes like the virus, everything, as far as enjoying it, I think the earth needed it. I think the animals needed it definitely. And definitely the Houston Astros. I think they needed this more than anybody. You can remember before this virus hit, the Houston Astros were the New England Patriots of baseball. I mean, seriously, they really were. It's bad when Bill Belichick goes, man, those guys are fucking cheaters. So I think this virus came at a good time. So, and honestly, in my neighborhood, it's great to see. I don't know about you guys, but it's great to see families together again. Like I see whole families walking, and now you see people. Like I read that people are homeschooling their kids now. But ironically, school shootings have gone up. So that's kind of weird, I think. And the good thing about it is I live in this great neighborhood. I don't know if you guys know. Actually, I'm in Indiana. That's where I live now. I live in Indianapolis. And if anybody's ever been to Indiana, Bowers will vouch for me. Indiana is a great place to live. If you're a race car driver or a racist, this is a great place to live. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We are truly the burning crossroads of America. I love it here. It's really nice. And we moved into this nice suburb. And I swear to God, the first night I was here, it was so quiet. It's so quiet here in the suburbs. There's no police helicopters. There's no sirens. And the first night I was here, it was so quiet. I heard wind chimes. To me, that's white people shit right there. I've never heard wind chimes before because the first night all I heard was shang-a-lang-a-lang, shang, and I thought, did I just die? Did I just go to heaven? But I slept so fucking good. my roommate came in. She goes, "How did you sleep?" I go, "Like a sweet black angel." Like a sweet black angel. And here's the weird part about it is, it's so nice out here that everybody out here, all my neighbors and everything, everybody has a dog, but nobody has an outside dog. Is that like a thing of the, do you guys remember the outside dog? Remember the dog that never saw the inside of a house? I know it's going to like bug the millennials by me saying that dogs never came inside, but I grew up in a time where you actually made a house for the dog. It was called a dog house. And that's where they stayed, or a bad husband stayed. You stayed in a dog house. And I swear to God, we have a pit bull outside my door right now. And I swear to God, he doesn't go outside. Even he's turned soft. Like one day he was like, excuse me, BT, I was making some green tea because my throat was parched. And I saw two unsavory characters outside our door. I don't want to sound racist, but they were American. I was thinking about calling the homeowners association on them. Rough. I mean, and I swear to God, I give the Iditarod another 5 years maybe before that one millennial dog goes, guys, this is bullshit. This is slavery. I'm sorry. Fuck this. I'm supposed to carry somebody on the Alaskan Outback on my back. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. And there's that one old dog, like, you know, he's like, listen here, who are you, Martin Luther K-9? Let me tell you something. That's just what we did on our back. That's what we do. Oh. And he goes, oh, excuse me, Ren 10, Uncle Tom 10. I'm not going to do it. It looked like a husky, but I identify as a Labrador. Hello. Hey, guys, thanks. My back is cramping up, so that's my set, so thank you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, BT. By the way, my enemy's enemy is my friend. Here is the Astros logo. So I know the Mets and the Dodgers, we were going head-to-head before, but the important thing is that Ben's coffee cooled enough for him to drink it. Give it up one more time for... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
BTW. That's BT for the win, everybody.
Oh, thank you guys, man. That was fun.
Nice.
I had so much fun doing that. Thank you guys.
Well, the tip jar is open for BT and his kind eyes. If you want to tip him, you do so at the top right of the screen for Venmo. You could PayPal at laughfromhome.com, or you could super chat, of course. I love the idea of that if you're a race car driver or a racist, because both people, race is really important to them. And Carmen. Anyway, if we ever lose BT, we'll know that he died doing what he loved, crashing a motorcycle. So.
I was just confused about one thing in your set, BT. You said that you, because of the pandemic, you can now go into a store with a mask and nobody. Why were you wanting to go into stores with masks before the pandemic?
I was a comic. That's why. That's all that needs to be said. I was a comic. Times get rough. Times get rough.
That was a race joke, Ben. That was the most white privilege question I've ever heard. The
mask?
You said that. I'm glad you said that, Steve.
I don't get it.
I didn't want to go there.
Okay, sorry. That is the most warm weather climate privilege joke.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. California. That's an Indiana winter thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I literally didn't understand it. I'm like, it's always 74 degrees here. So.
BT, I got to tell you, talking about the Iditarod, Christy said the cutest thing the other night, we were watching ESPN had the Iditarod on, because it was like the only thing, like in week 2, that was a sports thing or whatever. And she goes, man, that'd be crazy. Like in the wilderness like that, just like trusting dogs to get where you're going. And I looked at her and she goes, wait, can you steer them? I'm like, yeah, you can steer them. You think you're just letting a random group of dogs just show you wherever you ended up? Like, that's what you thought the Iditarod was? Thought they just made it 1,000 miles to the right spot? She's like, oh, I guess it does make more sense.
Yeah, the Iditarod, you win if you just get there. That's the trick.
Although I have to say, Bowers being so skeptical is a little bit hard to believe, since you've let your whole life's direction be dictated by hot dogs.
Well, yes. You can't. By the way, you can't steer hot dogs, Ben. You cannot steer those. They just take you where you end up. That's for sure.
Exactly
wherever
right.
they lead you. Bowers has gone to some weird places from those hot dogs. Let me tell you.
Yes, he has.
He just wakes up and he's just in a random loft in Cleveland, and he's like, "What in the? God damn it, the hot dog again!"
Do you remember that, Steve? I had a Facebook post once. I was in LA visiting, And I just posted, I go, what's weird is LA Bar won't let you bring in a hot dog, but you can bring in a real dog. And the first comment was from Steve, and he goes, you were the guy with the hot dog, right? I'm like, God damn it. Yes.
I like that.
By the way, I want to tell a quick story about me and BT. So this was forever ago in San Diego. Yes. BT, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. In San Diego, we were, I think it was 4th and B. I was opening for BT, and the crowd was like a little rowdy. We weren't sure of it. And I said something offhand that I did not think of as like important at all. Yes. I just said to BT, and I just go, hey, you know, some gigs are legendary and some gigs are paychecks. Let's go be legends. And it was just like making fun of that thing. And it's something that like we have said to each other back and forth for like 15 years now.
Honestly, I've always loved you, man. But when you said that to me, just, I mean that. That's stuck in my heart. Not to be serious, but that's stuck in my heart forever when you said that.
And I was kidding. I was totally kidding.
I love it when you accidentally inspire people, Steve.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let's be legends. And I was like, I don't think we're really going to be this gig sucks. We're not going to be.
Also, what does it mean when before every show during sound check, Steve says to us, let's go be average or slightly above?
Some gigs are paychecks, some gigs are legendary. This one can't be either. Sorry, guys.
That you keep making jokes about being at sound check like you've ever been to the sound check. Making that joke.
Guys, I've never been to the moon, but I got a great bit about that too. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
Seeing the moon.
Nice. Yeah.
My favorite BT story is one time he was at Morty's and he was. Carmel was notorious for just pulling over people of color, and so he got pulled over. He didn't have his driver's license was suspended. So he calls me. I'm blackout drunk, but there's another comic who's also blackout drunk, but he's like, I'll go. So he gets in a cab and cabs up to where he is. Now this is a white dude. Gets out of the car and he's like, this is the funniest motherfucker on the planet. Just like stumbly drunk to the cop. The cop's like, just let's go. He didn't have a driver's license either, but he still like, oh, as long as you've got someone here now, BT. And he let the guy drive BT's truck away. You know, he was drunk.
He literally got out of the cab, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. He stumbles and goes, officer, this is the funniest motherfucker you'll ever meet. And the cop goes, all right, take it easy. And I go, are you fucking serious? Anyway,
that's all it takes.
Yeah, BT was sober. BT was sober. He didn't have a license. He hadn't had a thing to drink. This guy's blackout drunk.
Well, the problem was that he was blackout drunk, and BT was a blackout in Carmel. So that was the real problem.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
You just told a very white privileged story. Very white privileged story, BT.
Good. That was a great joke. Great joke. We set you up good for that one, Steve. That was you slammed it home.
Well, here's the thing. I knew what pitch was coming, so that was the important part.
Bang a garbage can, whatever.
Yeah.
Tony!
Wait, does Tony's background have him with the Cubs World Series trophy?
Tony!
We want to talk about championships. I just figured.
Yeah. By the way, I had a buddy of mine took me to the Dodgers Fan Fest. And in the Dodgers Fan Fest, you could take a picture with the Dodgers 88 National League Pennant Trophy. And that's the year that they beat the Mets in the playoffs. And so I took a picture with it where I was, like, frowning. And the person taking the photo goes, oh, this came out wrong. And I just go, no, I'm okay. And because that's all I wanted was the picture of a Mets fan frowning with that trophy.
Don't listen to them, greatest pitcher to ever live, Sandy Koufax.
All right, look, you're going to hit me with Sandy Koufax. That's not fair. You're going to hit me with the greatest Jewish baseball player of all time.
Yep, that's
clearly
damn
I have to support
right.
Sandy Koufax.
Did he play for the Mets ever?
He did not, no. But Sean Green did, and he was Jewish too. So he played for both of us.
Yeah, so you got you got the same Jewish good player that we got, and we got the greatest of all time.
But by the way, Steve, by both of this, do you mean the Dodgers and the Mets, or the Mets and Jews? Who did he play for?
Both.
He played both for the Mets and the Jews.
He was a Met and a Jew.
Yeah, which, by the way, I happen to be in front of a 5-point star. Not the same. Rachel, do we have any Super Chats or Venmos coming in?
We do. So we have some tips for BT. We've got Heather Scott tipped $25 and said,
"Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you.
Let her finish, BT. She's got stuff to say.
BT is the only person more enthusiastic than positive than me that I've ever met. It goes BT than me. I'm the only guy that out enthusiasms me. I love that.
When BT drives his motorcycle, you can't hear the motorcycle over his own positivity. It's ridiculous. You just hear him on the motorcycle going, "This is great! This is great!" You don't even hear.
I can't hear you guys, actually. You're breaking up over the 6 championships that the Dodgers have.
Yeah, in how many years of existence?
You're breaking up. What?
all right. So Heather's comment to BT was, "For motorcycle fuel and for you to tell us what kind of motorcycle. Inquiring minds want to know."
The Ducati, baby. I have a Ducati Pikes Peak Multistrada 2016. I've ridden from Indianapolis to Tucson one year, and I rode from Indianapolis to Sacramento, California last year. It's the greatest thing in my life. 2016 Ducati, Ducati Multistrada. And
BT. I just wonder though, are you ever worried about how dangerous it is?
I actually,
got serious, but this is quick to this. I almost got mad.
When I drive my motorcycle, I make sure to wear my helmet, so it's real.
Because we all know Muppets can't die, so you'll be fine if you wear that.
That might have been your best burn on the show. Holy shit, that was good.
Although Muppets can die, did you ever see the great sketch from The State? Remember that amazing old sketch show on MTV, The State?
I remember The State. Yeah, I don't remember where they killed him.
Oh, it was the best sketch. It's the guy at his like suburban kitchen table eating this amazing blue meat, and the and like daughter walks in and
where
goes,
this is going.
"What are you eating there?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm eating Muppet." And she goes, "Muppet? How do you get Muppet meat?" And he goes, "Oh, it's so easy." And he opens the window of his kitchen, leans out, and goes, "Anybody want to count to 10? 1." The Muppet pops up, and he bonks him on the head with a fucking hammer. "I love counting to 10." That's a great sketch.
That is amazing. What
right,
else we got,
we've
Rach?
got Brianna Calkins tipped $5 and said, "Excellent set, BT."
Thank you.
We've got Don Talk tipped $5 for BT.
Thank you.
Flabbergasted Euro sent €5 tip for BT.
Yes, I love euros. I mean, I really do, man. I do. I love going to Europe. I spend all my vacations there, and I know it sounds goofy, but I do. I spend my vacation over in Europe. So thank you so much for that, man.
Craziest part is that, in Europe, you drive on the other side of the motorcycle.
The
Steve,
problem with
hitting it. Steve, you are hitting threes, bro. You are hitting threes.
The problem with BT being so enthusiastic about loving Euros is it makes Rachel have carb envy because she's more of a tortilla gal, and I don't think wrapping something Euro style is really her move. She likes a burrito vibe.
Yeah. I'm really glad you interrupted for that one. Rachel, what else do we have?
Oh, he needed to walk off all the carbs from that coffee. That's what he did right there.
We've got Justin Stolte tipped $5 and said, "Tip for motorcycle seat pillow."
Nice.
Thank you.
We have Joe Gregory, Facebook, just 200 stars. We had a general come in from Duntalk, $2 for Ben to buy some of Jamie Kennedy's burn broth.
Oh my God, we have to have burn broth.
Yes. Now available in an ointment.
Yeah.
And then the last
I'm a
general
biker
that
too.
came in-
I'm kind of a biker too, BT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can say.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The last general came in was Hannah Gallagher, $2. Bowers, are you feeling all right today? Your suit jacket is actually pretty stylish.
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. I like it's got like little martini glasses on it or whatever. I like this one a lot. Pretty cool.
That is what is known as a backhanded compliment.
I take all compliments, backhanded or not, as if they're for it. Like I was walking in this exact coat, actually. I was walking across from the comedy club once, and there were these like 3 skateboard teenagers, and the one dude goes, "Nice tux," and I went over and went, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that." He was like, "No, I was trying." Just shut up, man. I just
And we
assume
have a
you're
last
sincere.
Tip come
Go ahead,
in for
Rach.
BT. Angie Adkins, $20, and said, "I love you, BT."
Thank you. Oh my God, I appreciate that.
You want BT to yell thank you? It costs $1. Just a heads up.
I mean that. Thank you to everybody out there, man. God, it makes me feel good.
BT reminds me of a phone game before you turn the sound off, when it just ding 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 for everything. It's fucking great.
BT, seriously though, when I first came out to LA in 2004, and that was during the time of like Dublin's, which was the best fucking live show ever.
Yes.
And BT, that's the first time I met BT, because I saw him on that show and I saw him just murder in this room full of like rich, beautiful people. It was incredible.
Man, Dub, I was just talking about somebody about Dublin. Dublin's, I mean, everybody who's somebody in comedy, they came through that room. That was like the white Apollo, basically, is what it was. I mean, it really was. And that's where Dane came up. And don't get me wrong, Dane was great and everything he did, all the energy. But what was really impressive was watching Lonzo Bowden come on after Dane, pull up a chair and sit there and just do all new jokes for 10 or 15 minutes. And he never like stuttered or whatever. He just took his time, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But that's why all those guys are where they are today, man, because they came through Dublin and they kicked ass, man. That was a great time during that time. And I appreciate everything you did for me back then too, Steve. I mean that, man. You were always good to me. I mean that. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother.
Well, thank you, man. Just trying to make sure it's not just a paycheck.
Oh, yeah. No, man. I mean that. You were great. And always have been good to me. We did a college in the lobby of a college one time. Remember I opened up for you? Maybe it was in Ohio. Remember that?
Fuck. I did not remember that till just now, because I was trying not, because some of those fucking college gigs, man, some of those gigs are like, do you remember that? Be like, yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, but you know what? We did it. You helped me realize that, hey, man, these people are the ones that showed up, so give them a show. And I always remembered that, because at first I was like, are you serious? But I thought, hey, man, they want to see a show, we're going to give them a show. And it was literally was the lobby of a college or whatever, the audience, whatever. It was the lobby, and there was like chairs just in a little circle around that big carpet, or that big rug when you walk in. And that's how we did the show. And man, and you just have to take the circumstances as you find them and give those people a show. And that's what the fuck we did, man. So thank you, Steve.
I both appreciate that and also wish that no one ever knew that happened. But thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Some college always has a gig that just, they didn't plan it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of my first times ever headlining, I was just dead broke, and I went to NACA, which is the college booking conference. I just bought a booth at a regional conference and had my friend come up and act as my agent. I didn't have one at the time, and just spent all this money I didn't have on a booth and an ad in the program, and booked 9 colleges to headline all over Utah and a couple states.
Oh, I remember that, man.
You remember that?
I remember that because your promo said something like God's favorite comedian, and so all these Mormon schools booked you without realizing you were joking. I forgot about that. That was hilarious.
Yes, that is true. And
that's awesome.
And so I did like 9 gigs, and some were okay. And one gig I showed up, and the 4 people who booked me from that school were there, and literally there was nobody else. A huge stage set up in this common area, and they're like, well, we can just hand you the check if you want. And I'm like, no, you guys paid for a show. You're getting a show. I did an hour and 5 minutes for 4 people.
Yes.
And throughout much of the hour, I think they were probably saying, like, it's okay. We want to give you the check. But I insisted. And then, luckily, the last show of that tour ends up being Utah State University, 500 people. And I recorded it. And that became my first album. This one right here, not available in stores. That's me in Utah on, I didn't turn off the virtual background, but that's me in Utah on that tour. And that's what became one of the albums that you guys get as a prize for winning the grand prize. And I was like 23 years old.
That's what awesome. Became Ben Gleib's first and only album. I mean, that was...
It's one of two! Boom!
By the way, Ben, I have one question to that story. What is an agent? Is that what you said? I didn't understand what that was. Is that a thing that you get once you're... What is that?
I also have a very similar story. I was going to do a college in New Jersey, and they didn't promote at all, and only 3 people showed up. And they were like, well, can you still do a show? And I said, no, just give me the check. So it's a slightly different...
God, I just looked in the liner notes of this album, and that last show they had me advertised in the snow, and I just realized I wrote a poem here in the liner notes because I used to be a little softer back then, a little more romantic.
Yeah.
And I am not going to read it to you, but it was February 2005.
Wow.
Craziness.
Yeah, I both think that it's ridiculous that you would tell us you have a poem and not read it to us, but also okay. By the way, that jab brought to you by Jamie Kennedy Burn Broth, everybody. Jamie Kennedy Burn Broth now in ointment form. When you've been burned, use Jamie Kennedy's Burn Broth, please. Especially enjoy the fire emoji on this one.
That is so funny.
I think it's time for our second comedian.
Wait, just one quick thing. I'm so sorry. I always cut you off hours before these intros. I don't mean to do it, but I just found one other thing that I have to say, that Steve Hofstetter has always been so amazing to me as well. In the liner notes, the thank yous, in my first album in 2005, it says, thank you to The Laugh Factory, Jamie Masada, Butch Bradley, Dane Cook, Bob Marley the comic, Steve Hofstetter.
Wow.
Aww, that is. I feel like
nice.
I should put a nicer background. I mean,
still fuck the Mets, but I love you.
You know what? Yeah, take that for that. So still, no. I mean, that's true, and I know that I have a similar thing on mine also, because we were doing a ton of work together then. Yeah, on one of my, I think that was probably my second of 7 albums. So I think I have that on the liner notes as well. So thanks at least for laughing at that back.
I think you said you only have 2 albums, but what also, the other thing, just one little bit of history about all this, because I started Comedy Juice and now Steve runs Comedy Juice and owns it, is that it's always, even though I loved that Dublin show and I got to play it once, but it's always a little bit of a bitter thing for me, because Comedy Juice started as Gleib's College Comedy at the Laugh Factory on Tuesdays at 9:30 every week, and Dublin's was Tuesdays at 10, and we were both super hot rooms, and Dane played both rooms every week and rocked both. They were packed every week, but Dublin's was one that got all the press, all the celebrities going to them, and we also really helped build a lot of these people and created this brand that ended up helping so many comedians, but no one remembers it. No one remembers that as the starting origin of it, so it's just funny how it's all parallel.
And I think the reason why is because no one ever, like, how do I put this nicely? No one flashed their boobs at your show. And I think that was a lot of it.
Well, that is true, but one time Tracy Bingham did throw her panties at Dave Chappelle from our show from the balcony.
All right, fair. You know what? I take it back. I have no idea why. Ben, you're a peach. Let's introduce our next comic.
Ben, can I introduce a comic? Are you sure? You got anything else you want to say before I introduce the comic?
I just wanted to say that I love your jacket, and I think you should introduce the next comic.
All right, sounds great. Our second comic is also amazing. She has an album out on iTunes called Dance Like You Don't Need the Money, and you've seen her on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. You're very funny. Carmen Lynch, everybody. Carmen Lynch.
Woo, yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm sorry I have to do it from the car because I was kicked out of the house. There are 7 people, and there's a lawyer on a conference call, and it's raining. See, it's raining. So I'm stuck in a car, but I'll keep it really energetic. It's been really crazy here. I know it's nice to be with your boyfriend's family, but it's really hard to because nobody drinks for a reason because it was bad. And I haven't had a drink in 20 years. In 20 years, oh my God! In 2 months, what the fuck? It feels like 20 years. So I can't wait until the quarantine is over. Also, my boyfriend's son is here, and he's 11, and so I have to wear a bra. None of my friends are wearing a bra for the quarantine, and I have to wear a bra. My boyfriend's mother is here and she's 77 and she fell and she broke her wrist like about 2 weeks ago. And I just felt jealous that she got to leave the house because she had to go to the hospital. It's been a crazy 7 weeks. All I do is eat. I'm 6 feet tall. Oh, you can't say tall anymore. I'm vertically obese. And my boyfriend snores. We live in this little room upstairs. It's very small, and so his snoring is really loud. I don't have my sound machine, so it just sounds so loud. I just want to roll him off the bed and down the stairs and into traffic. He sleep talks too. He snores, he sleep talks, all these options. What about the option to just shut the fuck up? You know, I mean, it's the middle of the night. And it's just hard because we're in the woods in Connecticut. So I've heard woodpeckers, I've heard squirrels just on my window and stuff. And I hear ISIS. Oh my God, they're so loud. I hate that. I hate those people who sleep all night, like my boyfriend, you know, he sleeps all night. Nothing wakes him up. And people like that always show off. They're like, I can sleep through anything. I'm like, you know what? You're going to die in a fire. You know? I'll be up. The minute there's the tiniest flame, I'll wake up. I swear to God, I would wake up if someone tried to kill me with a pillow. You know, they come over with and I would be like, what are you doing? You know, I believe in Jesus. Just kidding. I don't, but I do now. Since the quarantine, I've been praying a lot, mostly to God because he's older. And he knows a lot more. If it's Jesus, I'm like, can you get your dad? This is a really big deal. And you're 33. You're a millennial. Nobody likes you. And wear sandals. So hard because my dad calls me and he's like telling me about Jesus because he loves Jesus. My father talks about heaven. We're all going to be together. If something happens, we're all going to be together. He acts like he's been to heaven, like he's been on vacation there, you know, because he knows it so well. He's like, it's amazing. Oh my God. I'm like, how do you know? He's like, you're going to be with your family and your friends and everybody's happy and there are lights everywhere. I'm like, that's Vegas. Okay. He's so confused. I personally prefer therapy. Okay. I love therapy. I love complaining to someone who can't leave the room. I went to other parts of the country, and no one's in therapy as much as New York is. You know, like they go. Oh, California goes hiking when they don't feel good. I'm like, I need to hike. And then they just hike up a mountain, and if they still feel like shit, they jump. Stand on. Carmen, thank you.
Carmen Lynch, fantastic. By the way, if Vertically Obese is not the name of your next album, please let it be.
It comes out in a month. I swear to God, it's Vertically Obese.
It's perfect. It's so good. That is so good as a fellow vertically obese person. Yeah. And look, I've done everything I can to try to lose the height, but it's just not coming off.
It's nice. You don't
I recommend trying what I've been doing my whole life, which is have the posture of a 90-year-old Jewish grandfather. I'm 6'1". I look like I'm 5'9".
Yeah, by the way, speaking of that, Tony in the comments asked if you said comedy Jews, and no, it's comedy juice. Comedy Juice is the name of the brand. Even though technically Ben and I are both Jewish, so
I hugged it on Chelsea lately many times back in the day, and 80% of the time she's like, comedy Jews. I'm like, okay, it's a great joke.
Well, tip jar is open for Carmen, obviously. If you want to tip, you can Venmo at the top right of the screen. You can PayPal at livefromhome.com, or you can super chat on the YouTubes. And thanks for doing that, Carmen. Absolute killer set. And Carmen is a comic who my favorite Carmen story was at the first year of the She Devil Comedy Festival, which we did for 9 straight years. And the Letterman bookers were the judges of the finals. And Carmen's set in the finals was so good that literally there were 3 of us standing in the back, and we just all looked at each other, and one of the comics just goes, "Well, who's gonna finish second?" And that is how it happened. Carmen just walked away with that. It was no one was even close. It was one of the most killer sets I've ever seen in a festival. It was fantastic.
Thank you. What's interesting, Steve, is Carmen's minivan is set up very similar to the Laughing Devil, about the same amount of space, really.
Yeah.
You got to think there's same amount of seats in that van she's in right now than there were in the Laughing Devil. So there you go.
Carmen's actually in the VIP seats.
This car has saved me because I have therapy in here. I do some work. This is like an office / comedy club.
Well, I mean, Steve and Bowers were ahead of their time with that. They were microdosing comedy clubs before it was cool to microdose.
Carmen, was that your best set you've ever done in a car? Because that was pretty good.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, at least you guys have an audience. I did one the other night for 4 people, and I'm like, this is sadder than a hooker giving a blowjob in a car, you know?
To 4 people.
Yeah. This is my smallest audience ever. Carmen, BT once opened me for at a college gig inside of a car, so it's very similar.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna make another dumb joke about it. What were we gonna say?
That you and I have done some crazy gigs.
Absolutely.
Which I can't remember any right now,
because we've put them out of our memory. But that's the thing. That's the thing about and especially East Coast or even Midwest, because in LA there aren't a ton of gigs around because there's not a lot of cities to drive to. But if you're in the Midwest or if you're in the Northeast, sure, there's a couple of big cities, and then there's a million little cities. There's a million Altoona, Pennsylvanias, and a million Fredericksburg, Maryland, and all of those.
I just want to correct the record. There's only one Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Ben, you haven't been on the road as long as I have.
There's a million?
There are a million. Yeah, it's rounding up. It's 997,432. There were probably 433, but one of them went out of business. So
probably makes routing easier. You just kind of parked.
What's wonderful about it? I have a T-shirt. It just says Steve Hofstetter Altoona tour, and it just lists all the cities, but it's Altoona 47 times.
Circle a bunch of times. Yes.
No, but it's true that there are so many of those little shit gigs in those little 3rd or 4th tier markets in the Northeast, and so doing those, and it's cool because you get to bond with comics. You're driving 2-3 hours to get there, and so it's a lot of fun.
There was one where we
not counting the gig.
Where we slept in a barn, not you and I, but I mean there was a gig where I think it was called the Funny Farm, maybe. And you slept in
Youngstown.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I that's. I mean, I just know about that gig. I didn't do that one. And by the way, I would have remembered sleeping in a barn with you. That one I would have remembered.
No, it wasn't you though.
I actually did once. I had a gig in.
I think that's actually Jesus that you slept in the barn with.
Yeah, it was staying up late. He's young.
He was like, believe in me.
You never believe in me.
Staying on that gig too. Same thing. I had a gig at.
You think Jesus goes to therapy and says, "My dad doesn't believe in me"? Like everything else.
It's as good as my dad.
So I had
Treats
this
me like
gig
a ghost.
in-
Like I'm barely there. Sorry.
So I had this gig in Ohio, and I was staying in this. They put me up in this like 2-story house, but no one else was there, and I totally forgot that I had radio in the morning. I forgot to set my alarm, and so they called the number of the house, and so the phone rings. The phone's downstairs, so I run downstairs, and I'm just sleeping in my boxers. And I run downstairs and I pick up the phone and I do the radio and I think, okay, that's good, I did it. And I hang up the phone and I walk out. And they were giving a fucking tour of the house. Walking around in my underwear, just be like, what's up, guys? Thanks so much. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I tend to forget all the bad ones.
Yeah, I still think we did we did a chat the other day. It was just kind of like an after-hours social distancing social club chat, and some of the comics, we were just kind of all trading shitty road stories and shitty Booker stories, and I totally think that we need to do that as a web series.
Yes.
There's so many wonderful ones, and especially if we do it with Zoom, that's like the perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect thing for it.
That's a great idea. I love the
Yeah,
peaches in the background too. That kind of adds to the funny farm story I was talking about earlier.
Nice. These are from the barn, Carmen. You don't remember these?
Also, that's a great movie, obviously starring Bette Midler, that people love, and that's why Steve's shouting him out right now.
Do you remember Bette Midler in Peaches? It was really sad when all the peaches died.
I don't know what these peaches are you're talking about, but Rachel, do we have anything else to catch up on right now?
Yeah.
Hold on, Bowers. I'll make you feel better. Here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I eat goldfish,
Yeah.
not peaches.
Yes, we have a ton of stuff coming in. So we've got Dun Talk tipped $5 for Carmen for earplugs or a pillow to solve this snoring problem.
Thanks.
Nice.
We've got Christopher Capo Venmo $10 for Carmen for being vertically obese. I'm regular obese and a little vertically obese. I understand the struggle.
That counts.
Nice.
We have Heather Scott $20. Fantastic set, Carmen. We have
Thank you.
Justin Stolte $5 for driver side eye for Carmen.
I was looking for the camera. I was like, where's the camera?
We've got Matthew Calkins tipped $5. Thanks for the laughs. Brianna Calkins $5. Hilarious, great stuff. We've got
And Matthew
Teely
Calkins,
White.
everybody loves him from the Home Alone franchise.
Yes.
We loved him in that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I'm not even going to acknowledge that, Ben. We've got Teely White $2.
Yeah. He's never heard that. He's never heard that.
Oh no.
I think Steve is frozen. Is Steve frozen or?
No, I didn't get the joke. I was just very surprised by it.
If it's frozen, just let it go.
Yeah. Ben?
Hello.
We have Teely White $2 for a back massage seat for your office.
Oh, I love
Nice.
that. Thank you.
We've got Raymond Benson $10 vertically obese. We've got Jessica tipped $25 for Carmen and then $25 for BT.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
We had a couple late BT tips come in because I think they wanted to hear his positivity. We had Shelly $10 said BT you're rad.
Thank you. Thank you, Shelly.
Amorphous did 2 pounds and said for BT.
Yes.
Nice.
Pounds. English. Thank you.
He gets more excited about less money if it's foreign money. That's incredible.
He's like, well, $20 US, well, that's fine. 2 pounds. What's that worth? Like $2.40? That's fantastic.
Faith in the U.S. dollar is not strong.
It's like a slot machine paying off. He's like, yes, 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 yes.
I'm happy.
We've got Raymond Benson tipped BT $10 for the husky that identifies as a Labrador.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then we had a couple generals. So Joe Gregory, £5. Steve Hofstetter, your content has been the peak of the past 3 days for me.
I am so sorry that the days have gone that poorly.
Just killing it, man.
That sounds like a rough 3 days, man. I'm really sorry.
Steve Hofstetter's content hasn't been the tops of his last 3 days.
Yeah. Hold on. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to let it rub off on me.
Let's be legendary, Steve. Let's do this.
Yeah. Wait, at this point, if I say some gigs are paychecks, some gigs are legendary, in this climate, people are like, wait, what gigs are paychecks? I don't know.
Exactly.
That is great. Yes.
I think we need to make BT a regular on the show just so we feel better about ourselves.
Yes.
I agree. And NB Outlaw tipped the show $3 and said, I would love to hear horror stories from the road.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then last, we've got like 30 game entries, so people are loving this.
Oh shit! We should go to the game then.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So again, worst song to lose your virginity to. That's the game.
This is going to be a very fun one.
Yeah. So just a heads up, if anybody if either comic wants to play along, if you have some that you want to suggest, we just do those after the game. But comics, pay attention because you will help judge this. So first we'll do a couple that are not paid entries, so they're not in the contest. But and then we'll go to the contest ones. So Rachel, do we have any from the live video audience that want to?
I did. I saw Dina had put one in. So if we want to go to Dina, if she wants to tell us hers.
Okay, so is this this official contest?
I like the brother one. No.
Oh.
Okay.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Nice.
That's a good one.
And then some unpaid entries. We've got Zuka, kissed by a rose on the grave.
Oh fuck.
We've got Razvan, no Vaseline by Ice Cube.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Great. I love
it. And then the last unpaid entry I have from Ashley, Cry Me a River, Justin Timberlake.
Nice. All right, let's do some paid ones.
Okay. So starting out, Carrie, I still haven't found what I'm looking for by YouTube.
Yeah, I like that.
We've got To the Rescue, You're Having My Baby by Paul Anka. We've got To the Rescue, It's the End of the World as We Know It. Right. We've got
That's everybody losing their virginity currently.
Yes.
There you go.
We've got To the Rescue, Happy Birthday, Sweet 16. Neil Sedaka. We've got Chris Jacobs, We Are Family by Sister Slash.
Oh fuck.
That is awesome. Love it. Love it.
We've got Elizabeth Ann, I Don't Know Why I Didn't Come by Nora Jones.
Oh fuck. Really good.
That's great.
Cheryl Roper had 3 entries, paid X Gon Give It To Ya.
It's actually a pretty good
Fuck
one.
You Like an Animal. That is a good one.
That's a great one.
Yeah, these are
And
actually
then-
really good ones.
Well, and this one's not. It's
I'm
a
making a
two-parter.
playlist.
Yeah, Yeah, 2-year anniversary is the virginity anniversary, so Ben's almost in. It's gonna be great.
We've got Elizabeth Ann, "Take Me to Church" by we've got Heather Scott on behalf of Razvan, "Down with STDs" by Steve-O.
Is that that's a real song?
I don't know.
Well, Steve-O did it, so.
Yeah.
That was during Steve-O's poetic period.
We've got Amin Salah, "Story of OJ."
Oh, fuck.
We've got Nightwheel, "Dragula" by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
We've got Amin Salah, I like it when you call me Big Papa."
Nice.
It's actually a pretty good one.
It is decent.
Not the worst.
Justin Stolte, "Hold On" by Wilson Phillips.
Hold on for one more day.
Yeah, that'd be.
Things will go
we have
your
a
way.
comment.
Oh, fuck.
We've got a comment from Razvan about Ben's playlist. He said, "Don't worry, Ben. We know you'll never be using that playlist."
Oh, shit.
If I didn't think that was accurate.
I like that.
That's more sad than it is a burn, but I get it.
We've got Heather Scott on behalf of Carrie, "Thank You Next," Ariana Grande. We've got Nightwheel, "McDonald's Big Mac song."
No, the 2 patties special sauce lettuce cheese one. Yeah, that would be terrible.
Big Mac McDLT, a quarter patty with some cheese, filet fish, hamburger, cheeseburger, half mid nuggets, tasty golden fries, regular and large size, and salad, Fisher Garden too. That's enough, probably.
Yeah, you're right about the virginity joke.
We've got Frank Notaro, Ben's favorite, "Mother" by Danzig.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's really
That's
good.
bad on all levels.
Gross.
Well, that's submitted by a guy with a lot of street smarts.
Thank you so much for that.
Josepha Snyder says, "Is That All There Is" by Peggy Lee.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
They're so good.
Yes. These are awesome.
We have Joe Gregory, "I Come Blood" by Cannibal Corpse.
I mean, that's a bad song for anything, really.
Yeah. You don't want to lose anything to that song.
Or gain. Or
That's true.
nothing.
Or listen to it. Or
Yeah.
We have Elizabeth Ann on behalf of Ashley, "Let It Burn" by Usher.
Brought to you, by the way, that song brought to you by Jamie Kennedy's Burn Broth for all of your Usher needs.
I love how well Steve matched the color and font of Neosporin during the show.
Thank you.
Incredible.
The show, this is a product we've been developing. This has been R&D for 6 months, Ben. It just finally hit shelves.
This is all scripted.
I heard
you don't come to the script. You don't come to the script meetings either, so that's why you don't.
There's been a script. There's a script for this show.
Oddly enough, you've been matching it perfectly, which is amazing.
I've gotten very lucky. That's incredible. Wow, I have to give myself a hand. How did I just do that on script? What the fuck?
Yeah, by the way, just a heads up, I also have this picture. But hold on, wait. There's. Oh, you can only see it if you're on a laptop. He's eating a hot dog.
Oh God.
Oh, damn it.
I enhanced it. Sorry, go ahead. What else do we have in the contest?
We have Angie A, "Put Me In, Coach."
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Speaking of
that,
go ahead.
That's the Penn State song.
Penn State song is "Put Coach in Me."
That's good.
Put Coach in me. I'm ready to put. Okay, sorry.
We've got
I would like
Chris
to formally
Jacobs.
apologize.
I accept.
For all mankind. Rachel accepts for all mankind your apology.
She's the queen on behalf of her people.
We have Chris Jacobs, Too Drunk to Fuck by the Dead Kennedys. Night Wheel, Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia.
That was just weird.
That Lane Boy, On My Own by the Les Miserables.
Les Miserables. Oh my God! Oh my God! That was.
Oh my God!
By the
Les
Miserables.
Miserables?
Les Miserables. You know Les Miserables. He's brothers with Gus Miserables.
I think that was my first agent, Les Miserable. Oh my God!
I don't know about you guys, but I have Pac-Man fever. So go ahead.
That
My
is
favorite
awesome.
musical, Less Miserable.
That's miserable.
It's the prequel to Feeling Better.
Less miserable. The Queen Tortilla story.
Would you steal a tortilla to feed your family, Ben? Okay.
We've got Crystal, You Give Love a Bad Name.
Nice.
That's awesome. I like that.
These, by the
I
way,
like
these
that.
entries, holy shit, you guys are great at this.
So good. We've
Yeah.
got Done Talk, Anything by R. Kelly.
Solid.
You know he plays his own music when he pees on those girls, for sure. Gotta be part of
We
it.
have
I don't know that.
I
Okay.
just say I don't know it either, but I'm sure it's true.
Like that somehow makes it worse. It's already not. All right.
No, I think
It
it's
actually
worse.
does,
think it
though.
be
I
worse.
would
It
agree
be
that
worse.
that
If
does
you
make
played
it
your
worse.
own music while you assaulted, that's worse. Yeah, it's worse.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Hard to argue one way or the other, honestly.
That's true. It's pretty terrible either direction. Let's just say it's awful across the board either direction.
Yeah.
we've got Jeremy Day, Here Comes the Snake by the Cherry Poppin' Daddy. We've got Dave Eisner, Blurred Lines.
Okay.
We've got Trey Loth, Rape Me by Nirvana.
Oh, fuck. You should have made an announcement beforehand that song was ineligible, but that's fair.
Yes. Any those related songs, let's pull those out. Ugh.
We've got Justin Stolte, Community Property by Steel Panther. We have Done Talk, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And the last one, nope, I've got two more. Jeremy Day, It's a Small World.
That's a good one.
That's terrible on lots of levels. It's a terrible song. Over and over and over again. Oh, God, that'd be awful.
That's funny.
And then
Yeah,
last
Barris
one
would have to listen to that song twice during it.
Oh, Steve, you are hot.
I like
You're
you
a
giving
movie
me 6 whole
type.
minutes, Steve. That's great. I was thinking a time and a half, but twice is good for me. If I make it to the end of 2 whole songs, I'm like a champion. I get high fives and shit. That's great.
Sorry, what else?
Bowers, soft confession.
I was waiting for you to say that, man. I was going to say it myself. Definitely a soft confession both directions. Anyway, go ahead.
If I make it through 1.5 songs, it's a world record for me personally. I always let people down sexually when we make something. We got ready for our next comic.
That's how quality host work, Ben. All right, last one, Rach.
We got 2 more. We've got
Okay.
Joe Gregory, Hello Mudda, Hello Father by Adam Sherman.
Nice.
Hello, Mater.
Hello, father.
And then we've got Elizabeth Ann, I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman by Britney Spears.
That was too on
And
the
the last
nose.
one came in.
Yep.
Sorry. Robert Edwards, you're not the best, but you're the best I can do.
By the way, I did just look up the length of "It's a Small World," and that song is 1:10. Anyway, so
Sounds
all
about
right.
right. Yep.
So many wonderful entries. Let's pick a winner, and then panel, we can share ours. So Carmen Lynch, what's your vote? What's your favorite?
We Are Family.
All right, that is a solid one. Absolutely. BT, what do you got?
No Vaseline. That is the greatest. I mean, yeah.
All right, that is, yeah. As an entry, it's the greatest. Anyway, moving it. So, Rachel, what's your vote?
My vote is We Are Family.
All right, We Are Family in the lead with 2 votes. Bowers, what you got?
I like Let It Burn. I like I like Here Comes the Snake. I think I'm gonna do I Don't Know Why I Didn't Come. That's the one I like.
Nice. There we go. And then Ben, what do you got?
My vote goes to also I Don't Know Why I Didn't Come, just because it's so funny to picture somebody realizing it over this soft romantic lyrics what it's actually saying. I love it.
Right. So there is currently a tie between Don't Know Why I Didn't Come and We Are Family. Curious what you guys want to vote in the comments. If you're which one do you like better between those two? But I will be breaking the tie while you guys are all voting that in the comments. I will say a lot of super funny ones. Is Ben playing that on kazoo?
I think yes.
Oh, we will not get demonetized for copyright on that at all. That's perfectly fine. So, I liked Here Comes the Snake. That was very funny. I thought We Are Family was super funny. But I also, all 3 hosts agree. Don't Know Why I Didn't Come. I think that was the funniest one.
Wow, rare agreement.
Wow.
Very, very
First
rare. I think
time.
that's the first time all 3 of us agreed on this
true.
game or anything.
Or anything. Yeah.
Like if I ever made sound check. This is great, you guys.
You finally read the script, Ben. Good job.
And then this actually is the day I've been most on script. My next line is, seriously, Bowers, want to remind you I love the jacket.
Now, in fairness, Bowers did write that line into the script. So,
Well, yeah, for sure.
all right. With that, you guys want to share ours? Do any of our panel have any you want to contribute?
Oh man, that No Vaseline got me hard.
That's okay if you don't have them. I've got a couple.
I have one for you too. Sorry.
Carmen, what do you got?
Carmen's got one.
Papa Don't Preach.
I like that one.
I don't know if this is about a nun, but Sister Christian. I thought that was kind of fun. And Dude Looks Like a Lady.
Nice.
Nice.
I just had one. I
Too
thought
close to home.
"Pop Goes the Weasel" would be a terrible song to lose your virginity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit. Yes. Yeah. Too long. So.
Hey, I'm gonna go old school.
Pop goes the weasel because the weasel goes. Ah.
I'll go old school and go Beastie Boys with Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss?
Ben, do you have any?
I do have some. I thought I Will Always Love You might be a little intense.
Yes.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. Maybe not appropriate. Good Vibrations by either the Beach Boys or Marky Mark. Every Breath You Take, I'll Be Watching You. Bohemian Rhapsody, just because if you finish really quick and then it continues for like 7 more minutes.
That'd actually be terrible.
That would be terrible. I think Imagine would be very inappropriate because when I finally do lose my virginity, it'll remind us of this dark time in history during the quarantine. I can't get no satisfaction. Probably not great if you're losing your virginity to Sweet Child O' Mine.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, if that was your virginity, they couldn't be your child if you didn't. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Adoption, Bowers.
Oh, I forgot about adoption.
There's a lot of children out there that are hoping to be adopted, Bowers, and you just ruined that dream for them.
Especially this is a telethon for that.
I'm sorry to all the people who need adopted. I'm sorry I've ruined that for all the people trying to adopt them.
This whole show has been encouraging adoption.
Jailhouse Rock wouldn't be ideal.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Probably Endless Love would be highly great. And I'll Make Love to You, because it just keeps being future tense and like, when do you get to it already?
Yeah. Nice.
Lose Yourself might be appropriate, actually.
You only get one chance, one opportunity.
That's right. Give Me Shelter would be just creepy, I think. And finally, Taps, I think, would be nuts.
Right, I got three. All right, I got three. Creep.
Yep.
Oh, that's fine.
No Woman, No Cry. And Thank Heaven for Little Girls.
Oh,
No.
Play the game, you play by the rules. I was going for the worst, and I found it.
nice.
Only hot, Steve. Hot.
Thank
You
you.
are hot, brother.
Right, so you should
uh,
get to catch up on.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
we
just
do.
think
We've got.
trying to fuck or something. You know what I mean? All up on Steve's grill during the show. Are you gonna be texting him dick pics after the show too? What is happening here?
He's just complimenting me for being funnier than you are. I read the script.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
All right, what do we got,
Catch us
Rich?
up.
We've got in our live audience, Brianna Kalskins, $10, $5 for Queen Rachel, and $5 for Taylor. We've got
Awesome.
Matthew Calkins, $5
Thank
for
you, hello.
mispronouncing Les Miserables.
Love it. Love it.
And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's
All right.
it. We're caught up.
Carmen Lynch, where do we find you? Where are you out in the world at?
Everything on social media is at Carmen Comedian. I have a podcast called The Human Centipod on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere. And it's literally about being stuck in this house during the quarantine. And my album, Vertically Obese, should be out in the next month or so.
Awesome.
We
Very
definitely
cool.
have to play a future game of podcast names. Just
Yes.
putting pod
Yes.
in things.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love it.
By the way, Carmen, putting the car in Carmen, or putting the Carmen in the car, actually,
Yes.
always hilarious. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Great job.
Absolutely.
BT, where do we find you at, buddy?
You can find me on every social platform as Funnyman6869. That's Funnyman6869. That's Funnyman6869. And my new podcast, Tales from a Gemini, drops tomorrow. It's called Tales from a Gemini. Drops tomorrow. So excited. I've got 4 or 5 in the can, but the first episode drops tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. So every social platform, Funnyman6869, Funnyman6869. The podcast will be available on YouTube. At Tales from a Gemini, and you can also get it on Spotify and Apple.
And of
All
course,
right.
by the way, that is Funny Man 6869, which is Funny Man, my height, and Carmen's height. So,
yeah, exactly. Yes,
by the way, such a pleasure. Weird booking, Bowers, to book a black comic in Indiana and a comic named Lynch on the same show. But we still.
You are hot, Steve. You are hot.
You really are.
Man. You are hitting a 3.
One time
Fuego.
Steve booked Alex Raimondo, and the feature was Johnny Beaner, and we thought that was a terrible pairing. But Alex was like, "You didn't do this on purpose, did you?" I'm like, "I don't think so. I hope not."
No, not on purpose.
Hilarious. Man.
Sorry, I don't
Hilarious.
see slurs. I don't see slurs.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And so we love you guys. We're going to say goodbye to our comics and goodbye to our audience. Thank you all for joining us. As always, if you want to join us in a future audience, you can do so at laughfromhome.com. Rachel, we always love having you on the show. Thanks for being here, Queen, and for giving us less miserables, which is just beautiful. My second favorite musical, my favorite musical is The Book of More, man, which is a different...
Rant. All right.
Bowers, what you got?
I've got a Nowhere Comedy Show May 10th, Sunday, May 10th, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. NowhereComedyClub.com. Mary Santora is opening and Rob Ryan is hosting. Should be a super fun show. Come check that out. NowhereComedyClub.com May 10th. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Excellent. As for me, I will be at the Nowhere Comedy Club on May 15th and May 16th, doing shows in 2 very, very different times so that people from Europe and Australia and America can come to shows. And other places as well. I just mean those are the most popular. I'll shut up. My point is, come to the show, check out nowherecomedyclub.com, and every Saturday night, I do a show with Daniel Muggleton where it's completely improvised. The crowd is a huge part of the show. It's a lot of fun, tons of games. And let me just say this. The reason I love doing this show is because not only do I get introduced to new comics I didn't even know yet because Ben or Bowers may have brought them on the show, but also I get to see old friends. And, you know, and BT and Carmen are people I have not seen or talked to in a while, and it's so nice to be able to catch up with them. You know, and I wish them both the best, and it's just so much fun to see such talented people that I haven't gotten to hang out with in a while. So
thank you, Steve. Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Steve.
Seriously, I
Ben.
appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
Ben, sign us off here.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for being with us. What a fun show today that was. I will be at the Nowhere Comedy Club doing a show, all improvised comedy, with Greg Proops on May 12th. So please get tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com and check that out. You can see my friend's movie he made all on an iPhone called Be Like Trees that is on YouTube for free that I make a pretty weird appearance in. And other than that, I thought I would leave you with the poem that I wrote in the album.
Wait, Ben, before you do that, I totally forgot.
Yep.
Speaking of movies, I totally forgot. Hold on, I'm going to jump back up. I found out today the movie that I was in got sold to Lifetime. So
Congratulations.
It's going to be airing. I'll tell you more about it over the next couple of weeks. We can't say too much about it quite yet till they release the promo, but it's going to be airing the last week of May. And I play a ridiculous person in a yoga studio with a crazy, crazy mustache. So it's how I pick up women. I just shaved slowly. But anyway, yeah. If you want to see me play comic relief in a yoga thriller, that's a real sentence. And check out the movie. I found out this morning that I got picked up, so I'm super excited about that. Sorry about that, and let's do the poem.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations on that, on you just having any kind of hair on your head at all again. That's very good. This poem was written February 16th, 2005. Forgive if there are a couple of jokes that are a little more immature than I typically would give now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Are we going to get canceled?
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I was a young kid when I wrote this. Challenges on the open road, while silences ease the heavy load. Introspection comes with boredom. I'd eat 3 meals, but can't afford them. Making stories in each town. The girls are hot here, pound for pound. Pack it up and lock and load. So many places out on the road. Doing shows here, never knowing. Here was here until it's showing. Up on MapQuest means it's real. And one night of their lives I steal. And for one night I will be blowing up their school despite the snowing. The weather's not chilly, it's crazy cold. And so far I think that I've told at least 500 cleaned up jokes. Cause now I'm in Utah. Holy smokes. The only kind of smoking allowed. And it's the only kind of swearing out loud. Cause this place is religious. But still I've found that the Mormons are cool and the road is profound. It puts life in perspective and it helps pay the bills. And some nights are reflective and some have their thrills. Like 2 girls named Allie, or smoking a dub, or stopping into some new comedy club. Immersed in material, memories stowed. It's time to head back now from the open road. And with that, I leave you with a reminder that we're not allowed outside anymore on account of the world conditions. Thank you for being with us.
What's the
We will
box?
see you next time. I can't hear
The box?